Hi everyone! Finding the right video conferencing equipment to support your specific way of working can sometimes be quite laborious. So we here at Elisa Videra decided to do some of the heavy lifting on your behalf and try out products and solutions that we think could serve you well, and then try to tease out exactly what the best use cases could be. And today we're taking a closer look at Jabra's PanaCast 20, a surprisingly small 4K camera with loads and loads of megapixel resolution built in and a lot of horizontal and also vertical field of view. Sounds really impressive, but here's the deal. We are not really that interested in the hard specifications of the product. What we are really interested in is to know what specific use cases are best supported by the product and the value that it creates for both end users and the businesses these folks work for. So folks, without further ado, let's get the show on the road. So, Jabra PanaCast 20. The very first impression is that it is a high quality webcam. It feels heavy in the hand and it has that sort of tactile, high quality finish to it. And it really sits firmly on the laptop, like this. Speaking of which, there are two ways to mount the Jabra PanaCast 20. The traditional way, like this, on top of your laptop, or on a small table stand that you place on a flat surface. So, what purpose does this camera serve? Well, here's my take. Jabra already has a small webcam called Jabra PanaCast, which provides the best value when being used in small or even super small confined spaces, either by one person or a handful of people. Check out the video on the product for more details. And Jabra PanaCast 20 is somewhat similar to Jabra PanaCast, but serves a slightly different purpose. The first capability to highlight is a built-in feature called Intelligent Zoom. Thanks to Intelligent Zoom, you're no longer stuck in front of your PC. You can get up, you can stretch your legs and walk around and the camera will follow you. Now, admittedly, it's not the smoothest experience because it's using digital zoom. And obviously you don't want to walk around in the space too quickly because you're going to get a little bit choppy. The way it works is that the camera tracks onto your face and will follow you around. So who would use this? Well, I think the person or persons who would be best served is someone who normally works standing up and who likes to move around. For example, somebody who's doing trainings or somebody who's hosting webinars or just presenting to an audience of some sort. Here's the thing though. Intelligent Zoom is not as such a speaker tracking feature to track someone who's presenting on a large stage, for example. It's not just designed for that, but it does have another built-in feature that sort of caters to this need. Let me show you. Jabra PanaCast 20 ships with a table stand, and with the stand and just a little bit of creative positioning, you can extend the capability of the camera. Jabra provides all its customers with a software called Jabra Direct that you can download on your laptop, and in Jabra Direct you can adjust your camera settings. So if you need to extend the capability of your camera and use it in a more dynamic, more flexible way, you can do this by selecting a feature Jabra calls Picture-in-Picture. Now, with Picture-in-Picture, you can create so-called presets. These are areas that you can predefine to be zoomed into by the push of a button. This extends your capability to present things that you might have with you in the room that you are supposed to be presenting to an audience that is remote. So this is where things are potentially starting to get just a little bit flaky. Because Jabra PanaCast 20 is a rather small camera, it also means that the microphone that is built into it is also fairly small. So when I start moving away from the camera and I start moving away and start moving about in this slightly challenging space with lots of background noise and echo, will the audio quality be up to scratch, the kind of quality you would expect to have in a video call? I'm about 8 meters away right now. I'm going to keep on moving. Now, the reason why the Intelligent Zoom is struggling to pick me up slightly because there are images with faces here. But this is how far away I am from the camera. So based on this, you can make your own conclusions as to whether or not you would use this as a standalone camera. Now, this is where you need additional audio capability. Now, Jabra recommends using a speakerphone or a wireless headset. Personally, I'm a big fan of speakerphones, and this is a Jabra 710, and it connects to your laptop. And one Jabra speak will be good for about 3 to 5 meters. Now, if you need it for larger spaces, you can connect two of these and you can pair them and you can actually cover a much larger space. Now, with two, you are sort of reaching your upper limits when you're getting to a 12 or a 15 person meeting rooms. But then again, there are other products to cover those bigger spaces. So let's discuss value. Who would be best served by Jabra PanaCast 20 and what would the best use cases look like? Well, personally, I would use Jabra PanaCast 20 in small to medium-sized meeting rooms when I'm presenting to an audience and where the content that is being shared is more important than the person doing the presentation, but where it's still important for the audience to see and experience the person presenting, but it's not the most important element. Content is the most important element. So I would use Jabra PanaCast 20 for internal trainings where you already know the audience and the audience already knows you. And if my job included showing anything like a physical product without the requirement to have detailed close-ups, for example, but where showing of a product or a drawing or fiddling something on a whiteboard is sufficient, I would not hesitate using Jabra's picture-in-picture capability. Also, a final note on that. Be bold and experiment with how to use picture-in-picture. You may find some incredible ways to bring your presentation to life by extending your video capabilities. The rule of thumb is this: always use video to your specific advantage. Jabra PanaCast packs a lot of punch, and I personally think you should try to take advantage of every single bit of built-in value that it ships with. It's a lot more than just a webcam. So folks, that's it. I hope you found the video to be useful and that it helped you figure out how best to use something like the Jabra PanaCast 20.